my name is Rivers Rose. I'm from Troupe 4389, and I will be presenting a scenic design Thespy for the Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon by Dawn Zolidis. For the Brothers Grimm, in terms of designing it, I wanted to go in a route where it would be very classic and timeless, as if it was a traveling play group during the Renaissance or such. So in consideration of that, I looked into old play traveling groups and puppet boxes that would be taken places in the Renaissance and used to perform. And for the main set component, which is the proscenium arch, I came up with the design of this, which is a white and gold arch that is made out of 3 modular components where they can be easily taken apart, because this was for a one act where we were traveling. And so the 2 sides of it are their own pieces each, and then this top piece. And then the molding on the inside and on the upper is made out of foam board, so it easily just unscrewed and fit into the U-Haul. And to hold it together, we used hex bolts so that it could be easily taken apart and put back together in a timely manner as well. The rest of the set components I wanted to keep quite minimalist, so I went with mirroring stage left and stage right sides with a bench on either side and a dressing screen, so that the actors could have the idea as if they were running around and coming from behind them and switching costumes. And then the benches can be moved throughout the show to convey different stage images or places. We could push them together to make it into a bed, or just move one further out to give it a different stage picture and vibe. And the final main set component is the gingerbread house for when we have Hansel and Gretel. And because it was a traveling show and also a one act, we didn't want it to be too overwhelming because no other scene had a different component, but we wanted to make sure the idea of the gingerbread house was there. So I went ahead and just designed a small doorway, just a regular door frame that's 2-sided. So one side is just shingles in a brown tan color that would be gingerbread-esque, and then the other side is colorful and candy-like. So when they're inside the witch's house, they have something they can grab candies off and eat, and the little candies were just velcroed on there and made out of cardboard and painted. The color palette I went with was very warm and old-timey tones, so that it had that inviting feel. I considered for a small amount of time having inside that picture frame molding the pictures of different stories, but it was too nuanced. And it was something that I really wanted to do, but wouldn't have been conveyed to an audience at that great of a distance, considering the nuance and detail it had. The materials we used were basic lumber, 1x4s, and Luan made up the main parts of the arch, and then again that foam I mentioned earlier for the framing, and then some just window base trim to make that picture frame molding, which was really inexpensive and worked great. And in terms of budget, we luckily have a lot of stocked things in generous families, so the benches and the screens were donated and stocked and just repainted and given some new life from leftover paint from old shows. And then we spent most of our budget on the acquisition of the lumber and materials to build that main piece. So we spent under $1,000 overall on the set of the show. We spent, I think it was around $800 to be more exact, which is really great for our productions because we are a smaller program and money is just something that we need to be aware of all the time. And it safety-wise, was on wheels with brakes. And then I made small little framing things to just cover those wheels to not have that ugly look, so that those larger pieces could easily be rolled on and off and we didn't have to worry about it falling. And then there was weight bags added on the inside so that it couldn't tip over. And it was a really fun design to do. I really loved getting to lean in to the classic feel of it and just that lived-in space for these traveling players who just have everything go wrong. It was a really great design, and I really hope you loved it. Thank you.